Thank you to KOG. Let me say a big thank you to Dog as well. And let me celebrate some people come your way with a piece of my mind. We are meeting the team from budgets, and then we'll take the conversations from there as well. Your former second lady, Madame Samaria Baumia. She's celebrating her birthday. Happy birthday to her. Today also happens to be the birthday of former Member of Parliament for Ebuaka South and lawyer for Chairman Wuntumi, Samuel Atachia. He's also celebrating his birthday today. Happy birthday to him. Let me also take the opportunity to say happy birthday to a few friends who were born on this day. To my big brother, Prince Anan of Max TV. You're celebrating your birthday today. Happy birthday to you. Mr. Bright Usu, you're also celebrating your birthday today. Happy birthday to you as well. Joshua Abekusam is another 365. Happy birthday to you. Nana Kwame say you're also celebrating your birthday. Happy birthday to you. To my former colleague at the Bank of Africa, Obrimpong Edu Asare, today is your birthday. I say happy birthday to you as well. And happy belated birthday to some friends as well. Mr. Seth Meyer with the Church of Pentecost. Happy birthday to you. Madame Boli Alabi, today is your yesterday was your birthday. Happy birthday to you as well. And then to an industry friend, Madame Annie Ampofo, you also celebrated your birthday today. Yesterday, sorry. Happy birthday to you. But if you're also celebrating your birthday, or if you know someone who is celebrating his or her birthday today, we can do this together on this platform, Class 91.3 FM. Just keep your messages coming and we will take it from there. This is Class 91.3 FM, and this is a piece on my mind, which is a segment of the show where I share my thoughts on a subject or more, and also give you an opportunity for you to do same. You can reach us on multiple platforms. The WhatsApp number remains 0500,202, 0500,202. Alternatively, you can reach us on our socials. We're streaming live on Facebook. Look out for us on Class 913, and when the phone lines are activated, you can give us a call and share those thoughts with us. I just want to continue from the tangent KUG left off. Issues of power, engineering stuff, and sometimes for force majeure reasons, we could be having experiences like this. But it's not just about having experiences like this, but it's the abnormality of it and how maybe often these things happen. I would want to believe that the engineers, as the Grid Corps and other supporting agencies, are up to the task, because when these things have gone wrong, they have been able to find a solution. But one of the things that I also want them to look at going forward was something that I experienced, and I'm sure so many people who use a lot of the major routes this morning would attest to. As for the feeder routes and those communities, the street lights are not even there, so that one you can't even have a conversation about. But at least the major routes in our part of the world, where we get a lot of sunny weather. I know the weather has been relatively cold in the last few days, but every now and then we still feel the intensity of the heat. I'm not too sure we are very happy with that wasting away. Elsewhere, they are very particular about getting energy from multiple sources, whether it's from hydro, whether it's from wind, whether it's from solar, or whether it's from nuclear or any other power source that they can generate that. We don't necessarily need to plug in these street lights onto the Akotobo grid and other grids. We can power them through solar energy. Even when the sun is intensely hot, a lot of our street lights are not working. And in times like these, this is when it becomes extremely important. For those of you who use the streets anywhere from 4 going when the lights went off. The roads were really dark. If your light rays were not at a certain level, trust me, you couldn't see beyond a certain distance. You just could not see beyond a certain distance. So if at some point we still do not pay attention to solar and we are only dependent on the little that we have, it's going to be consumed and it will not be enough to go around. There are still so many parts of this country that do not get electricity 24 hours. When you live in Accra, Kumasi, Tamale, Takrade, possibly Ho as well, you think that's the whole of Ghana. No, there are so many parts of the country that is still not on a national grid. Not to talk about basics like street lights on our major routes, so that we can use some of the intensity of the sun to support it in that direction. But the other thing I want to talk about is something that I saw yesterday, and I was just asking myself, why in this country we do not seem to have a national developmental agenda, but we only have an agenda for the political party that is in office, and when they are out of office, maybe, just maybe, funding that was either allocated to the project was wasted or funding was not made available to the project. That is why it is in the state in which it is. Someone, a friend of mine actually, sent me a picture of the hospital that today, if it had been completed, would have been the Koforidua Government Hospital. For those of you who would recall, in 2020, and I picked the quote of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo at the time. This is 2020. This is not 2024 when he was exiting office. In one of the speeches that he gave in line with the improvement of the Koforidua Regional Hospital, this is what he said: that this project must be completed within 36 months. Now, from 2020 to 2023 is exactly 36 months. But if you go to that same location where the construction of this hospital started, what you see is an eyesore. Yesterday, when my friend in Cove Town sent me pictures of this, what I asked him to do was to send me videos as well, if it was possible. And within a few minutes, he drove to the location and sent me photos, because he had sent me videos, because he lives and works in Koforidua. Koforidua is not one of those big regional capitals with a crazy population. No, Koforidua has always been relatively quiet, relatively small, and not too many people. The whole of Koforidua has only 2 seats. As in, it used to be only 1 seat, Koforidua, for a very long time before it was demarcated into 2 seats, New Job in North and New Job in South. So it only has 2 constituencies. That's capital of the Eastern region. There are so many bigger towns in the Eastern region that probably even have more numbers in terms of population than Koforidua. I'm not too sure what the planners of the states saw and decided that it should go there, but over the years it served as the regional capital. So it was only wise and it was only proper that whatever was there was upgraded. And do you know what? We're going to spend up to 70 million euros on the construction of the hospital. The pictures I saw yesterday made me very sad. And it made me very sad for a reason. For those of you who use the stretch from Ayi Mensah all the way, do you see the number of people? When I was a kid and I had cousins who were at Ibri Girls, when you went past Adenta, it was literally all bush all the way to Ibri Girls. Today, the number of people who have moved to live within anywhere in Adenta all the way to Ibri and even beyond, who come to work in Accra sometimes, would amaze you. From Ibri, Ketase, no, let me start even from Ketase, Ahwease, Konkonru, Ibri, Manfe, Tutu, and all of those communities there. The number of people who have moved there, built there, and come to work in Accra and work within those environments would amaze you. And there are some who live and work in Koforidua, but who live in these areas. The point I want to make is that demand for facilities like that are getting bigger and bigger, with people moving within a certain distance of facilities like that. So a time is going to come where people who live on this stretch may not necessarily be able to come all the way to Accra to access medical care, and will possibly be looking at the Koforidua Regional Hospital as another alternative. Because when you go past Manfi, that road to Koforidua in itself is very bad. I see that every now and then they are working on it, but it is relatively shorter to go there than to come to Accra to get some level of assistance. So if we committed 70 million euros to a project like that, and 6 years down the line, for a project that should have finished in 2023, in 2026, it is an eyesore, and it is as if nothing is happening there. You're asking yourself a lot of questions. One, how much was sunk into the project? How come that by 2023 this project was not done? And what were the plans to finish this project after 2023 when it was not done? And now that we are in 2026, are there any plans by the current administration to ensure that this facility is attended to? Because I would want to believe that we've already sunk some millions of euros into this project. Who is supervising this project? Who was given this project? How much money was made available to him? How much money is still left for the completion of the hospital? Because this is what we're doing, and it's not different from what we're seeing with Afari in Kumasi. We would leave the facility will be rotting, materials will be stolen, there will be all kinds of issues with the building, and then at some point we may need more money to finish the construction of the same hospital. So for a project that was valued about 70 million, at some point we may need more than that to complete that same hospital, because it did not appear that we had a plan to start and finish the construction of that new hospital. And for me, it is unfortunate. If we did not have the money, why the start? If we had the money, who was directly responsible? The fact that the previous administration is out of office, that doesn't mean that they should not be accountable for that particular facility. There are so many projects from Accra to Hamile in the north that were started by previous administrations, and the moment they exit, it literally goes waste. Meanwhile, we have sunk millions into these projects. Look at the nonsense that is going on Saglemi. We have already sunk 200 million in that facility, and for 10 years there is no occupants. There are so many projects all over like that, all over. From Accra to Hamile, we have spent millions. And you ask yourself whether it makes even any sense to have a National Development Planning Commission with a CEO and staff who are paid every month. Whether it makes any sense to have it. Because if a political party is going to come to power and have plans to start anything, and just because they exit, we can't decide what to do with the facility and allow it to rot at our expense, then questions need to be asked and answers need to be provided. Questions need to be asked and answers need to be provided, because this is very unfair to you and me. It is our taxpayers' money. I don't care about your allegiances with political party A or political party B. That one is up to you. But there's nothing like NDC tax and NPP tax. It is you and I who pay the taxes, and our leaders are supposed to supervise the utilization of these taxes. So if this is how they are spending our taxes, then we must rise up and speak against it. It is a shame. For those of you who live in Koforidua and its environs, go there and go and see it for yourself. It is a shame. And it's not just there. Even here in Accra, there are so many facilities all over. Go to the Ashanti region, go to the Volta region. The other day I saw pictures of the whole airport. I didn't even know what to say. Go to the Central region, go to Western region, go to Western North, Bunu East, Ahafo. Go there. Project after project after project. Started sometimes 20 years ago, 25 years ago, 18 years ago, 17 years ago, and they are just there. Meanwhile, millions have already been sunk into those projects, and they are just there rotting away. It is not their money, it is not their personal funds, so they don't care. One of the questions I always ask politicians and people in charge of our funds is that if these were to be their private companies, would this be how they would run it? I'm sure we all know the answer.
Class 91.3 FM.
Let me take a few calls before we engage the budget team to discuss a thing or two about the big push as well. The phone lines are activated 0302 208080 0302 208080. Give me a call and share those very strong thoughts with me. Alternatively, you can follow us on our socials. We're streaming live on Facebook. Give us a call, give us a comment, give us a like, give us a share or a watch. Or you can send me a message by WhatsApp on 0500,000 202 0500,000 202, and I would appreciate that. I would appreciate your call. The phone lines are activated 0302 208080 0302 208080. Give me a call and share those very strong thoughts with me. Well, the phone lines have been activated and I already have a caller on the line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, please. I'm Jackson, calling from Tema, come to Terrence.
Jackson, go ahead.
My little option, or my little, I can share with your program is that most of the projects have been left down without completion, and also all by the exist and the completion by the next government. It's so bad and so I can't count on, because I could see with my own understanding, I could see that if such money or such huge amount has been invested in those projects, if exist, the rest can be continued. Most times, I think they share the money, some of the money in their pocket, so that they won't be able to complete. If they don't complete and they came back again, that would be not be continue again. Why should it happen? Because the money that will be used for continuation, some have been in their pockets. So there's no way for them to complete it. And the next government which will come, they also may think once the project has been completed, it will not be attached, and it's collapsing Ghana. And it's collapsing Ghana. Can you imagine if you can compare ourselves to Europe? Imagine for Europe or America, their project, or do they have their project left behind without completion? No. They make sure they complete it so that the citizens may get well to do, so that they may not have anything depending on the government alone. Let's assume I'm working in that hospital. Let me assume like Kufuor Hospital, and I'm working over there. Some also is working over there. Someone else is working at other place. Are you sure Ghana is going to be like this? No. They knew. But to do for we, the citizens, to have peace of mind for ourselves, they won't do it. For them alone, they fight for. I think this is my only option I have for this program, please.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate you calling 0302208080. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Brother Kwame.
Yes, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Ima, calling from Amamole.
Ima, go ahead.
Thank you very much. I would like to share my opinion on about the MPP and the judicial vacation, the judiciary.
You go ahead.
Okay. Chief Justice told some of attaching particular MPP members who have cases pending in the Supreme Court, High Court, and others. Atachia made it clear to us that once there is a judicial vacation, they will not attend, or he will not attend to court sittings. Fine. Now here is the case. You've sent in one to miss pending an application, something hot, a bail application to court. And then the court has adjourned to October 15th. Now you are out there bastardizing the court. You see the double standard of this MPP. They are jokers, my brother. See.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate you. 0302208080. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Brother.
Yes, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm Claude, calling from Zenukon Katamanso.
Claude, go ahead.
Yeah, bro. I just want to know about Commander Sugar Factory. How far? If MPP say they won't do it, and our government is in power right now, what are they doing about Commander Sugar Factory? Thank you.
Thank you too. Well, the last time I checked, the equipment are being stolen. About two weeks ago or so, I read a report somewhere that people have even started stealing the equipment, and I was asking myself why. They don't have security people manning the place or what? 0302208080. Give me a call and share your thoughts with me as well. 0302208080. Do I have a caller?
Hello.
Okay, you can call me and share your thoughts. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Seth. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Kwame, I want to talk about two issues you raised concerns. First one is Sami Jempi, and then the second one is the judicial vacation. You see, let me focus your mind to. We have a legal luminous. I will mention Tatu Tikata. That was in 1979. They called them into the bar. They are 15 in number up to 16. That is in the record. You see, when you look at the way our MPP is setting agenda for the country, it is not the best way we have to be practicing it. Because in law, we call something a precedent. When somebody do something wrong and then they use it to establish it, the next one, the others will follow on that one. It is not good. Their president, they are certain it is not something which can develop this country. They are looking to come to rule this country and setting a bad precedent. It is not the best way, I say. Concerning about Sami Jemfi, you see, when you listen to yesterday's press conference we have heard, you know that the minority leader want to use the parliament and set another precedent. So in case when somebody also sees something is there, they will use their parochial interest and be pushing to the parliament that the person should come and account. Meanwhile, the law doesn't allow the person to come because they say they are center minister who is the one who they can call for that question until he invites the agencies to follow him for clarification of that thing there. But minority leader is not taking that particular issue. I'll leave it for the other ones to contribute.
Okay, thank you very much, Seth. 0302208080 0302208080. Give me a call and share those very, very strong thoughts with me. 0302208080. I would appreciate you calling or send us a message on our socials on Class 913 on Facebook or Class 913 on X. Hello, good morning.
A friend, a brother, as I've been telling you, follow who know road, okay?
Hey Ben, go ahead.
To your friend, Honorable Agbo, and also follow who know road, still maintain Ashimo. Kwame, hope we have a park in Parliament, right? And nowadays we've been seeing their work they've been doing. Is that not it? Hello, Kwame.
Hey Ben, I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
This is a friendly conversation. Respond so that I'll know that you are listening. The chair.
Please go ahead.
The chair of the park, is it not Abna Asari?
Yes.
So if the MPP are saying they need bipartisan committee to probe Gold Board, I don't see the sense in it. Because the park in Parliament, it is the opposition, which is the chair. So what at all are they afraid of? Because play your numbers, even if what we can allow bipartisan committee, the majority will still be more than your numbers. Is that not it, Kwame?
I should think so.
One bipartisan committee are being formed, play your numbers in Parliament. Is that not it, Kwame?
Mm-hmm.
So at times I ask myself, what kind of politics are we doing in this country? Let me tell them, gone are the days politicians use traditional media to throw dust. They should know that now it is no more. You see, from the look of that, I can tell you, the traditional media is fading away. Now the easiest way of communication is by social media. And look at the Gen Z we have now. So I'll plead with my age mate, after your marking, it's Jugodi, and allow the process in Parliament to work.
Okay, I hear you. Thank you very much, Eben. 0302208080 0302208080. You can call me and share those very strong thoughts with us on the show this morning. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, this is ABC, calling from Abede.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my regards to Abigail, who is coming for Woman of Gaza, National Woman of Gaza. Please, may I know your name?
My name is Kwame Dwomoh.
Okay, Kwame Dwomoh. Everybody knows you as Kwame Dwomoh, right?
Yep.
Thank you. So why is the need for you to go back to Parliament before people know that you are Kwame Dwomoh? Sami Jefferson already make a press release yesterday, right? Narrated everything. So what did after your market and Abra Satari once again? This is the reason why A plus make a petition to Speaker that is no need for this thing. There's no reason in it that somebody who assists this thing Kenflata as Deputy Prime Minister. Look at the way they destroyed this country. Do you remember that 52 billion Commercial Bank of Ghana? This lot, we can't find this money up to now. So she's assisted to Kenflata. Right now, she's the one leading the park. You see? So what does she need again?
Okay, I get where you're going with us. 0302208080. Thank you very much for calling. We'll take just maybe one or two more calls and then wrap up the segment of the show. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Jumo.
Yes, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
This is Gershon calling from Legon.
Gershon, go ahead.
You see, anyway, I want to thank you for your good work. You see, I'm putting a big blame to you, the media men, as well, concerning Afenyo and their behavior and NDP people. There are certain questions you're supposed to put to them, but you're not doing that. They will only come out and say, oh, they are wish-hunting them. They are persecuting only the NDP people. But you are not able to ask them, when you were in power for 8 years, tell us how many people in your party that you prosecute. How many are they? Are they saying all the people that this government is prosecuting, what they are doing, they were not seeing those things? Are they saying that they are not aware? They are aware. They know that this is happening. But they kept quiet. They closed their mind and their eyes on it. And now somebody come and say, come and account for it. You say that they are wishing to you. People should put them that, but when you are in power, how many of your people were you prosecute? Now you want somebody to leave you so that you come and see the money you go. At that time you come and see the money and go so that we leave the account in that manner. Please, when they come to line, ask them this question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I hear you. 0302208080, 0302208080. Give me a call and share those thoughts with me, those very strong thoughts. Or alternatively, you can reach me via socials on Facebook. We're streaming live there. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, I lost this caller, so let me try another one. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, my brother. How are you, my brother?
I'm doing well, Papa. Yourself?
By the grace of God, I'm also doing fine, my brother.
Fantastic. Go ahead.
Yeah, you see, this noise of MPP, I want to discuss this go board issue. Though what you put across is very, very important, but I'm just getting worried over the MPP always pushing scandals that they want to use to tarnish the image of the NDC, but they are not getting it. Are they not tired? Are they not tired? Are they not tired? If they have that nerve to question losses, so-called losses by Go Board, which has brought Ghanaians relief, whereby the city has never reached 13 cities to $1 or crossed 13 cities to $1, whereby businessmen and women are able to plan. Ordinary Ghanaians are able to even purchase their dream cars due to the stability in the system. They are able to purchase rice at so cheap rate and other commodities. And people are somehow feeling comfortable. But under the regime, losses that we experience in, what do you call it, this Palugu Dam, $12 million, SkyTrain, $2 million, $48 million, they couldn't question their own people. But today they have the nerve. I think the best place for MPP is to remain in opposition, and then they keep watch over how NDC governs.
Okay, thank you. Let me take a final caller, just a final caller, 0302208080 before we start the conversations with the Budget IT team. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Kwame.
Yes, good morning, Hajia. Where have you been?
I do.
It's been a while. I hope all is well.
I'm fine. How are you too?
We are managing, small.
We thank God. Well, Kwame, I will not talk too much. I think now the whole world and the whole Ghana have seen who and how the MPP are. They come to power to destroy, rob us of even our own lives. Because if you come to power and you make the nation very difficult for people to live in, sometimes some people don't have the heart to hold it on, but they will take their lives by themselves. So everybody is now known to them. They are known to everybody now. As some elders of this country told us that they keep changing their names, but they are who they are. I don't think the MPP always thought of rule of law, democracy, and then what do you call it? Corruption. We are going to fight against corruption. I don't know them. I don't know how they mean when they tell us that. If today we are observing the NDC scrutinizing former stakeholders or people who hold positions in this country and prosecuting them is a problem to them. I don't know what to tell them. And finally, about gold ball, I'm asking every Ghanaian to continue to pray for that young man called Sami Jemfi, because if you continue to pray for him and pray for his likes to be alive for us in this country, Ghana will be a better place for us. Our brothers and sisters will not be going to Arab countries and be facing that kind of molestic type of things that they are facing over there. We will all stay in this country. Sami Jemfi, may Allah continue to bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Haji. And that's going to be our final caller this morning. Remember, you're still live. You're in Class 91.3 FM. Keep your messages coming. Our WhatsApp number remains same as 0500,000 202 0500,000 202. With us live program. Sometimes big moments start with small things: a call to a loved one, a Momo transaction to support family, a bundle to grow your business. But what if they could lead to something bigger than you ever imagined? In a 30 promo, every call, every text, every browse, every Momo transaction, every connection to home fiber, and every activity on the My MTN app earns you points towards amazing rewards. I do have Madam Nancy Adjo Akpene Avevo. She is a communications lead for Budget Ghana. Nancy, good morning.
Good morning.
Great. And I also do have Hamid Abdulmumuni. He is Senior Research Officer of Budget Ghana, and we're here to have a conversation about the big push. Hamid, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Great. Let's get into the issues right away. But before we do, why have you taken it upon yourself as a CSO to be focusing on some of these things? I guess it's pretty much to do with government spend and how they are using our money. Why have you taken it upon yourselves to work in an area like that? Ladies first, or ladies first? Yeah. But this face is familiar. With the yeah. Let me start with you, Nancy.
Okay.
Why have you taken it upon yourself to get into an area like this one?
Okay. Thank you very much. Good morning to all your viewers and listeners.
Good morning.
Yes. So, like you rightly said, we're Budget Ghana. I think the focus of what we do is essentially in the name. We are connecting the national budget with technology. But the reason why we do what we do, like you have said, is because of a need that we recognized some years ago, looking at the budget literacy situation in this part of the world. Organizations like the International Budget Partnership, Afrobarometer, and then Data for Governance Alliance have all made different surveys and research to conclude that the budget literacy levels in this part of the world, specifically the West African sub-region, is considerably low, or as lower than should be expected. So it came out of a need, essentially, because the Budget Foundation started in Lagos, in Nigeria, and this year we are celebrating 15 years of pushing for budget transparency and then government accountability across the West African sub-region and even through to the United States.
Okay.
Now, the reason why we do what we do is that we believe that national budgets should work for the people. Because essentially the component that funds the national budget is made up of our taxes and our resources. And those are public resources that belong to essentially all of us. And then the taxes are coming out of our pockets. So if the government is saying that they're going to do this for us, the government is essentially a public service framework. They are there to serve us. They are there to work for us. And the resources that are going to make that available or possible for them are the taxes and the resources. And so we need to understand where those monies are going and then how those monies are going to essentially uplift and then benefit the public. We're looking at today's conversation like this. We're talking about the big push. It's one of the biggest infrastructure capital investments in Ghana's economic history. We're saying that we want to spend 30 billion on road projects and bridges and all of that, feeder roads, trunk roads and all of that. So we need, if the government is saying that this is what they're going to do, it's welcome, because Ghana's infrastructure deficit is staggering. And so developments cannot move ahead until a problem like this has been looked at and addressed. So the reason why we do what we do is essentially we believe budgets should work for the people, and people should be aware of what is going on in governance, should be aware of where their resources are going, how they are being used, and then to know that if anything goes wrong, these are the institutions or the processes to go through to ensure that things are made clearer to us. Essentially, that's what we do, and that's why we do what we do as Budget Ghana. Thank you.
Right. Let me get Hamid into the conversation now. Now, what exactly is a big push infrastructure program, and what problem is it designed to solve in Ghana's developmental story?
All right, thank you very much. A very good morning to you, and good morning to all your viewers. Yes, so when we take the Big Push agenda or the Big Push infrastructure program, essentially it's in the name. It's all about infrastructure. The focus is on roads and bridges across the all 16 regions of the country. So Big Push in itself is just a full-fledged entire country or countrywide road construction project. When you take a look around the country currently, the whole country is essentially a construction site,
Because they are building everywhere.
Exactly. we have roads and bridges being built almost everywhere in the country, and this particular agenda is focused on connecting all the regions in the country. connecting the regions to enhance trade, to enhance business. Because if you let's take from the agric point of view, we have a lot of people, or we have a lot of farmers moving agri produce such as beans, sorghum, and the rest from the north down to the south to come and sell. And with this, looking at our road situation around the world, around the country, let's say the N12, for instance. The N12 is a road that connects north to south. The N12, parts of the N12 is in really deplorable conditions and all that. These issues limit, or they challenge our trade activities from the agri side, and not only from the agri side to even services and retail, among all other aspects. So the success of the big push will, or is envisioned to enhance and connect, these trade activities, movements of raw materials from one part of the country to the other. And that's the reason why the big push is going on currently.
Nancy, I guess for many it's a case of, just like you mentioned in your introductory remarks, if you're looking at how much government is spending into all of this, then ultimately I'm looking at a picture of value. Okay, if you're spending X amount of money, it should be giving me that. That money is not your personal funds. That money is our taxes, your taxes, and our resources, like you said, and then possibly some funding from outside. But that funding is coming in our name, and ultimately our taxes would end up paying for those loans. So if we are committing 1 cedi to, let's say, road project A, at what point do we say that on the evidence of what we have seen, when this road is done, we are getting value for money? And I'm asking you this for a very simple reason. In my lifetime here, and I've not gone anywhere, every now and then you go, but you come back. I have seen roads that have been constructed, and after 2 months, the road is like the feeder road in my hometown. Or every now and then there are massive potholes. They take forever. Let me use my stretch where I live. A road that was constructed, give or take 4-5 years ago, give or take, every now and then they have to do patches. I saw a road that was constructed, and I have seen better constructions of road, not the ones we do here, where we do multiple layers to ensure that the road is an appreciable level that can last for another 20-30 years. Sometimes the kind of figures that we hear that have been sunk into road project A or B, and what we see at the end of the day, you ask yourself whether did we go or did we come?
Yes, thank you very much for the question. I think I'll start with an example for in the northern region. So as part of what we do in Budget Ghana, we have a flagship project we run called the Tracker, TRACKA, Tracker. And what Tracker does is that it empowers citizens and, us as local people to be able to track community projects and come in the way of hospitals, schools, roads, etc. Now, in the course of this implementation for our Tracker program, we went to the northern region. And we saw that there's a particular stretch of road that connects from the Tamale-Savelugu road. Now, that particular project is a very interesting story, because initially when the contract was awarded, the amount that was set, or the amount that was projected for the entire project, was $158 million. And that particular road was an essential corridor because it was going to connect us into the West African trade architecture. It was supposed to be like an artery to, drive trade in between Ghana and then Mali, Niger, and all of these other places. Because, for instance, we're talking about tomatoes in Burkina Faso. We trade with these neighboring countries, and so that road was very critical in the trade infrastructure. But then, out of the $158 million that was projected or allocated, $30 million was sent. But if you should take a car to
when you say $30 million was sent to who? The contractor?
Was released to the contractor.
Okay.
But if you should take your car or sit in STC and get to that particular stretch of road, it will be a bone shaker experience. So then it comes to your question as to $30 million is a lot of money. In Ghanaian cedis, approximately that's about 300 million Ghana cedis, 300 or 350 million Ghana cedis, approximately.
I thought you were going to say it in the old one. So that we'll hear the billion.
3 billion old Ghana cedis. Now, consider that. Consider how crazy to our mothers in the markets or to the average Ghanaian on the streets. Consider telling them that, oh, this particular road, we've released 3 billion old Ghana cedis
to fix this.
To fix it. But it is, like Hamid was saying, it is in ridiculous condition. So what we need to look at right now is we have to move, the conversation has to move from this has been allocated into we as citizens and then civil society groups actually, what we say in Budget Ghana, follow the money. Because if this has been allocated and this has been released, then who the contractor has received it? When did work start? That's part of what we do. When did work start? Where has it got into? What is going on? Why has work stopped? Where are the contractors? Because when this Savelugu road started, the people were very excited. Oh, we're going to get this journey. The journey is going to be very simple and all of that. And then they saw some articulators, some shovels, and then within a couple of weeks, silence. And that was around 2022. We're in 2026.
Not much has happened, I guess.
Not much has happened. So it is a litany of the same problem littered across the entire country. We are looking at projects that are going to be started. Part of the money will be allocated, and then nothing is going to be released. So here's where we get to the point where we have to enter into the conversation. So Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Roads and Highways, so and so institutions, what is going on? We have to look at the procurement angle of things, because sometimes the processes that the procurement for particular road projects go through they are subject to questioning.
They're opaque. Long and short.
Exactly. Sometimes you hear that, oh, this project has started, and you wonder when did the procurement process begin? Who was it awarded to?
So sourced.
How much exactly? How much has been given to the person? What were the rigorous methods or processes to ascertain if this particular contractor is able to do the job, is able to deliver the value for money for the amount that has been allocated out of the national budget's annual budget funding amount? Then we can have
here we give those contracts to the friends of the ruling party. We don't check their background.
And that is the problem. The issue right now, we are at the procurement stage of the issue. Because we've moved beyond, the contracts now SMAC construction and then we relax.
Some of them don't even have the experience of constructing a certain kind of road.
Exactly.
Their biggest project they have done is the one from my hometown to my mother's hometown, 2 kilometers, and then all of a sudden they are given a 200-kilometer contract and they have zero experience, dual carriage roads, and then when you complain about it,
it seems like you are
shouting too much.
Yes, recently I wrote an article called the Yakubu Syndrome, where we have, if you are someone that wants to inquire into things too much, you're like, oh, so we are postkaya or prio, and it is that kind of mindset to that heads us. Because if I am asking where the money is for this, the person that is, sometimes I saw a particular road project, and the road that was being built, instead of bitumen or coal tar as we know it for, and then the normal materials we know, the person, it was essentially like, you see how the veranda and porches are constructed. That was essentially what was going on.
So half of the money would disappear.
Exactly.
So after 2 years, we would need money to come and work on that same road again.
Exactly. So then so that's what I'm saying, that we are the procurement part of the problem, because we have to look at meritoriously how capable is this person we are giving the contract to in delivering this particular project.
What happened?
Big Push is looking at about 670 projects. This 30 billion allocation last year was 13.8 billion Ghana cedis, and this year it jumped to almost twice the amount, right? If we're looking at 30 billion of our tax cedis and our resources going into Big Push, we need to be able to ask these questions, because infrastructure deficits have become so normal that some of us use it for directions. When you get to the road with the giant pothole at the corner, please call me. It shouldn't be the case. Abandoned projects have become such a part of our social constructs that we've come to expect it so much that if you see an MP or somebody using a little bit of grading, articulator and something on, we are so excited. But we forget that we pay taxes. And these things are
It's like they are doing us a
not
favor.
favors. So that is why, from the Ghanaian perspective too, we have to understand the principle of social contract. I elected you into power because I need you to come and fix this. I need you to come and handle this. So if it gets to the point, and then I gave you this money, like 2026 national budget, we said we're eyeballing spending 302 billion Ghana cedis. And then we are eyeballing raising 268 billion Ghana cedis. Obviously, there's a deficit. But if we are looking into the Ghanaian, right now, Ghana is named as the 8th largest economy in the continent, per the latest rankings that was released by the finance minister. We have all of these numbers and all of these statistics that sound exciting. But at the end of the day, it has to move from the statistics to the people. It has to move from paper to impact. Because if we are saying that we are going to be able to raise 268, the Gold Board is doing this is doing that, minerals are giving us this, and we are allocating these huge amounts into this year. When we're listening to the national budget last year, November, in the office, where some of the conversations that went on is that a lot of the sectors had some of the biggest allocation bags we've seen in Ghana's economic history. The Ministry of Education, that has been grappling for increased allocation, took about 33 billion Ghana cedis, give or take, which was big. And we'll see that 245 million Ghana cedis is going to agriculture. Like, the allocations are interesting. We see the Women's Development Bank and all of that. But the principle is that the conversation has to move beyond allocation. We have to get to a point where there are checks in places to actually monitor to see if the policies and the allocations and the monies are moving into the ground, are moving into tangible outcomes for people. If not, then we are wasting our time.
Let's stay on that tangent before I get Hamid into that conversation, because you mentioned monitoring, so I would add evaluation to that as well. If you go to every major organization, especially government organization or agency, there's a monitoring and evaluation unit. Just like for a private organization, you may have internal auditors, inspection, whatever name they call it in that particular organization. If you have a situation where your roads and highways minister, who has a full operational monitoring and evaluation unit at his office, is the one who is stepping out there and going all the way to Savulugu to go and do monitoring and evaluation, then there's a problem. Because someone is paid at the end of the month to ensure that when allocations have been made and funding has been released, it is his or her job to ensure that that project, per whatever agreement that has been reached, is done.
Exactly.
So when you see, with the greatest of respect, it looks like a big idea, but it also looks like a joke sometimes. When you see a minister of state not necessarily going to inspect, but literally goes there and is asking the kind of questions he's asking a contractor. Why is it that the deal is like this and you are here and you are here? And it is right there that we are getting a response from the contractor. So you're asking yourself, who are the monitoring and evaluation
Where's the synergy?
unit was supposed to have done all of these checks even before the minister got there? And that person is on a wage. That person is on a salary. So it looks like, just like you said, we speak big, we have a lot of plans on paper, but implementation is a waste of everybody's time.
And I'll just chip into this. A couple of years ago, I was writing this paper, and I was doing a little bit of research to look at models that we can, adapt or learn from to help with our budget process in terms of the monitoring evaluation angle. I looked at the Congressional Budget Office in the US and then the Budget Office in the UK. The interesting thing is that these institutions they are not. You see, in Ghana we have the Fiscal Committee. Is it the Fiscal Council? Yes,
Fiscal
that's the name. And they are supposedly supposed to overlook what we do fiscally. But if you look at the structure, the Fiscal Council is essentially overseen by the sitting president. Any member of the council can be terminated or can be brought on board through the discretion of the president. And their tenure ends with the tenure of the sitting president. So how can you tell me that transparency and accountability will be satisfied if my strengths essentially are bound to an architecture like that? and it's a council, like basically like a committee. We need a full-fledged. One of the recommendations I made in that paper is we need a full-fledged institution that are not, number one, politicians that have nothing to do with what goes on in parliament with the deliberations and everything. We need to look at, yes, we need an independent body.
Nancy, your hopes are too high.
We need an independent.
Your hopes are
body
too high. Your hopes are too
that
high.
looks like if the finance
You want to take them out of that conversation. They will bring themselves back.
If the finance minister comes to parliament and says this year we want to spend 400 billion and we can only raise 350 billion, this and this is what we want to do. We need to be able to have a body that at the tail end or at the other parts of the spectrum will say that, okay, now parliament has approved this for your appropriation for this particular fiscal year. Now come here with your documents. We are going to look at every single thing that you are doing to ensure that, like you are saying, if it's not even 100%, at least an appreciable percentage would be executed for the Ghanaian citizens. Because there's a reason why we get so irritated when we hear about taxes, when we hear about new taxes. Not because we are not patriotic or not because we don't care about Ghana's development. It's because we are overtaxed. The brunt of the tax bag or the tax burden is on formal sector workers. Yeah. Those of us in the formal system, you get your pay slip and about 30-40% is going into taxes before your everything else comes into play. So that's the issue. We need checks starting from the procurement part of the problem to the tail end, because until we do that, it's basically like ordering for a Yango ride, giving the Yango ride the package. That's basically what we are doing. We put the items together. That this is what I'm allocating for this delivery. These are the items. This is what I'm foreseeing that is going to do to the recipients. I call the Yango rider. Those are the contractors. I give the package to them, and then I sit home and then I relax and watch Netflix.
You don't care whether the project will get to the destination or not.
And get them in one piece. Get to them safe and sound. Get to them in a way that they're supposed to, and then on time. Because if I send the package in the morning and it gets there at midnight, maybe the person needed a package in the afternoon. So it's the same reality here. If we are going to continue to be comfortable with sending the package and then relaxing, both governments and then us as citizens, because we have to be the checks. Forget about sometimes the institutional, we are supposed to be the checks and balance. Sometimes this person is saying, oh, we are the opposition something, so we are the ones going to be checks and balances. Ghana's history has taught us that opposition parties always have their own agenda, their own propaganda that they push. It is up to us citizens to fight for ourselves, to stand up for ourselves.
Let me get Hamid into that bit on the road conversations, and then we'll move on to other areas as well. It is great when Nancy says, as locals, we need to also pay attention to these conversations. It's not just a case of leaving that to the politician, because the politician would always dribble you. When you go on your rounds every now and then, do you get the sense that the locals in these communities themselves are aware of the details of these contracts, especially for the roads? So, for example, you mentioned the case of Savelugu. It's supposed to help with the movement of tomato and other bits from that part of the country. So, for example, $158 million you said was earmarked for the project. Only 30 million was made available. So what that means is that there's going to be a challenge somewhere. The road is either not going to be done properly, or the road would only have been done to a point, and the rest nobody cares. Did the locals even ever follow up? One, did they even know that 158 million had been allocated? Two, when they got to know that only $30 million had been allocated, did they even bother to find out when the rest was going to come for the road to finish? And at some point when the contractor left, did they even ask any questions through their MP, through their MC, through their DC, or whoever was there? And what kind of responses were they given when they asked those questions? Or, just like we all do, we went to look for our buffalo's money?
Basically, that's how it is. That's one of the challenges that we have in Ghana here. And it's not only at let's say the northern side, it's across Ghana. Locals do not engage with anything concerning the national budget, concerning public funds. That's just the truth. That's the bare truth of the matter. Nancy went onto she went onto the field to go and conduct something that we do. Sometimes we do some small vox pops just to engage people on national budget issues around taxes and all that. We got there, and you could clearly see that the respondents do not even have any concrete idea about the national budget, what actually goes in there, how much taxes they pay. People don't even know that they actually pay indirect taxes, and this is the issue on ground. So when it comes to issues around these projects, all the citizens know is that yes, there is a project going on. Government has started a project going on. As to how much has been put in there, they have no idea. They do not even follow to check. Secondly, when is the project going to finish? When are we expected to feel or enjoy the benefits of this particular project? They do not have any information on that. Because of this issue, most of these projects, we don't even get updates on most of these projects. Let's even look into the various projects within the Big Push itself. Up to now, we don't have any implementation plan for the Big Push. But implementation is already going on. A lot of monies have been allocated. During the mid-year budget review, the Minister of Finance stated that 6.5 billion Ghana cedis has been allocated, and it's been actually spent. And it's all on these projects, the projects under the Big Push. Let me take you to the Bole Solar Tuna Road. There is work going on there. Fine. The road minister has claimed that most of the projects are, let's say, at least at 50% done.
That road goes all the way to Wa.
Yes, it goes all the way to Wa. Yes, I was just there last week.
Okay.
I traveled that road just last week. During the daytime, the contractors are on site during the daytime. We have machines there, big machines, heavy equipments are all on the site. But work actually goes on during the night. And the roads are not, work on the roads are in progress. But look, if I'm going to give like, let's say an approximate completion percentage, I'll say it's somewhere around 20% because it's gutters that they are constructing. They haven't started.
Like the culverts?
Yes, just the culverts.
Okay.
There's the culverts. There's a lot of digging going on, and culverts are being constructed. Here's the case that government has given all contractors 24 months to complete each and every Big Push project. This 24 months is going to end at the end of 2027. Culverts are being constructed on that road. That road is a long stretch. It's a very long stretch between Bole going to Wa. It's a very long stretch. When you travel there, normally. Previously, around somewhere 2007, 2008, when the roads were relatively better, you could take about 2 hours, 30 minutes to travel from Bole to Wa. Currently, it takes close to 4 hours to travel because the roads are bad. Work is being done there. The stretch is a very long stretch. How are we sure that by close of 2027, this particular project would have been completed?
Who is even monitoring to ensure that at every point in time we are 25% true, 50% true, 75% true?
Exactly.
Who is even doing that?
Exactly. When you take a look at the Ministry of Roads and Highways, their website, as at April 2026, they had uploaded data on 77 projects with their various completion rates. Up till now, there hasn't been any update on that. The numbers that are there are the same numbers that have been there since the end of April 2026. They have their
so that's give or take 4 months.
4 months, no updates.
Maybe they updated every 4 months.
It's been 4 months, no updates. The Big Push. Yes, we see it going on. We see a lot of work has been done. Most of the information we get about Big Push are projects within the Greater Accra enclave. We don't get a lot of information about projects outside Greater Accra.
Accra self, we know they see anything.
You see that thing. Whenever you see anything on media, YouTube, wherever anything.
I was just reading something before you guys came. It was one of the things we were looking at. That the one from Adenta to Dodua.
Yes,
the contractor is saying that he's going to finish one side.
One side.
He didn't say the full side. He's going to finish one side.
By end of December.
I use that stretch every now and then. Rate of work is so slow. The dust particles that the locals have to deal with all the time. The stress. It's something else. And I also saw a story on one of the pages that the Minister of Roads and Highways, who also serves as the Minister of Monitoring and Evaluation, is checking out the Tema Dowinya. That is 17 kilometers.
Yes,
And that contract has been given to Sky Group.
Yeah, First Sky.
I used that road about 10 days ago. I don't see what they are doing there. The contractor is not there. He's not there.
Yes, that's the thing.
So who is checking what?
Because I feel like it's when the roads minister is coming to site.
When they hear he's coming, then they will also show up.
You see them there seriously working. I'll still repeat, on the Bole to our road, during the daytime, there's no work going on during the daytime. It's at night that they work, and at that time, it's just the culverts that they are constructing.
Did they tell you why they were not working during the daytime?
Well, I couldn't stop over there because it was I was in transit.
Okay.
So I couldn't stop. I was using a public vehicle, so I couldn't get them to stop for me to question them. But as to why they work only at night, they know. And here's the case that this data is not available for us to track. When implementation plans should detail all of these, why they are working at night. They could say that I don't want to throw in assumptions here, but they could just say that maybe because of how active that road is, we have a lot of long vehicles plying that road all the time.
So it's impossible to do daytime
so maybe because
stuff.
of that daytime you couldn't do that. That's just an assumption from me.
There could be other
analyst
reasons.
point of view.
It could be anything. Yeah.
Yeah, from an analyst point of view, that's just an assumption that I took when I saw what was going on there. But these reasons are reasons which should be made known to we the Ghanaians. Is it because citizens do not really engage with do not really engage government on these kind of projects? Government doesn't give a lot of feedback.
No.
So the big push is characterized by high level transparency issues.
I see that as part of your work, and I'll get Nancy into the conversation again. I see that as part of your work. You're not only just focused on the roads. I see that you're also focused on the health sector, education, energy, water, and the list goes on and on and on. Is it the same kind of feedback, or is it the same kind of experience you get in those areas as well, where funding is allocated for, let's say, in the area of energy? This morning our lights were off. Many parts of the country our lights were off. I see that you look at the area of education. You mentioned education as being one of the government agencies with probably one of the biggest budgets, but we are still schooling under trees, and we are still doing computer classes on the blackboard, and we can't get chalk to write. And then I see that you're doing, as for water, if I mention it, the people of Teshi and Nungwadi will come for you, because they call every day. They said they had what's it called, desalination plant. That's the name, yeah?
Yes.
They said they had one there for about 2 years. The tap is not flowing. And as for the water experiences, it looks like it's a nationwide thing. If you go to anywhere from Temaran about to the east or to the north, so whether you're going all the way to Michelle Camp area, or whether you're going to all of these new communities that have sprung up in the last 20-30 years, Mataeko, Sebrepo, Afinya, and all of those places, they call every day. They have to buy water from. Meanwhile, funding is almost always allocated to agencies that are directly responsible for this. Who is tracking to ensure that when we give, we don't have Ministry of Water now, but we used to. When we give 100 million cedis, or when we budget or allocate, that $100 million is spent on A, B, C.
So thank you very much for the question. I'll start from where Hamid ended. With regards to, from your perspective, as to the checks and the information being made available. Let's talk about the Ghana Electronic Procurement System, popularly known as Ghana. The bulk of what Hamid was trying to help us understand is that essentially the information on the Big Push project should be put on GANEPS. That is the right thing.
Is it there?
It is not there.
Not even one.
I can tell you that as of 2 days ago in the office, myself, Hamid, and my boss, we just said, okay, let's give the benefits of the doubt. We logged into the system. It is not on GANEPS. My boss, I think she tried to enter the Ministry of Roads and Highways through the bids portal to see if maybe because some of a lot of the information is not available. She entered and there was nothing. Why is the information not available there? First of all, we know that Big Push is being funded. One of the main funding streams is petroleum and mineral revenue. Yeah. Some parts of the ABFA, the annual budget funded
about 3.5 billion.
And then from other funding sources. These are the areas we are pulling money from to fund the Big Push project. So what we as Budget Ghana want to see is a disaggregated data sheet or framework to tell us that, okay, Mumpurugu Yoyo to a Nadoli road or whatever project, this is the contractor, this is how much was allocated, this is how much has been spent, this is the level of completion or progress, so and so and so. That information should be put in a disaggregated way and put on the GANEPs. Because some of these conversations, see, this Big Push conversation we've been having, it's not today. We've been having it from when Big Push was announced in the 2025 fiscal year. We're all excited, okay, infrastructure deficits, want to look at it. Okay, we ask questions and then we are not getting answers. The first step for government to look at the issue, some of the transparency issues plaguing the Big Push, is to put every information on the GANEPs. Because if now I go to see that maybe East Legon to Adenta Road is at 20% completion on the GANEPs, and I go to the sites and it's 5% completion, then we have both sides of the argument. When I am present, but the government, maybe on social media, some of us do TikTok, and the government is saying that this on GANEPs. You see, some of these things create a culture of transparency and accountability. The information not being available on GANEPs is what is feeding into the resignation and the apathy with issues like this. Because if the information is available on GANEPs, I don't need to be a politician, I don't need to be a technocrat. I can just go on the platform, type what into my area. You see the projects, okay, now let me go to the road. Hey, they said 50%, but this one is laterite. TikTok, because sometimes the TikTok, we can route it like that. But GANEPs is saying this and this and this. They will see it. It will begin to make traction. Then the government will say, hey, this is cool. Now they are paying attention to their communities. They are paying attention to these things. So it's time to crack down on the contractors, on the M&E institutions, like you have stated, in the various government institutions. Let's go and get it, because bad press is embarrassing for anybody, for any government. It's about whether the government's been unpopular or whether a ministry is unpopular because of so and so projects. We've seen initiatives in the past. You talked about health. Since 2022, when the Agenda 111 project was announced, in my organization, I was one of the officers that were tracking the project very closely.
This morning we tracked the one Akufo-Addo. 70 million euros was allocated. I'm still following up on that. How much was made available? We don't know.
Yes.
How much has been spent so far? We don't know. Since 2023, wherever the contractor ended, it's been like that till this day. Nobody is asking anything.
Yes.
Nobody is concerned. Nobody is bothered.
Yes.
It was only yesterday that the Fourth Estate put it on their platform. I have friends who live in Kofodia, and I asked somebody to get me photos and videos. One of the first questions I posed to myself is, what are the locals in Kofodia themselves saying about the project?
Exactly.
As you say, because they have two members of parliament in that area, New Job in North, New Job in South. They've been screaming, they've been shouting, they've been barking. They don't get any responses, so life goes on.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
You talked about health. The Agenda 111, like I was saying, we're tracking and following. When it was first announced, they released 600 million Ghana cedis. Then, all exchange rates and whatever subject to that time in 2022. They released 600 million Ghana cedis for preliminary checks and procedures.
Preliminary chopping. Go ahead.
That's money we tracked and followed and followed and followed. Went to the Agenda 111 Secretariat. I can show you the number of RTI letters. I can show you the number of back and forth correspondence, everything. I can give you a whole ledger of work we've done on Agenda 111 until today. we are still getting the runaround. We've invoked RTI. We've done this. You go, oh, you're not doing this. Pass here. This one you can get it. Don't worry. Pass here.
You won't get anything.
Nothing.
Yedi, go ahead.
Exactly. We're looking at energy. We're looking at least these days, when ECG is about to take the lights, they'll tell you, you'll see on their Twitter page, press release, please, those in this area, kindly take note, we are going to quench your lines. So you prepare yourself. But sometimes the question is, what exactly is going on? Is it because of the legacy IPP debts that we have? Is it because of infrastructure issues? Is it because of whatever? We have to know. Because if not, when there is no lights, trust me, schools are stalled, hospitals are affected. There was this particular story last 2 years.
There's a trickle-down effect.
Yeah. Of a woman in a certain general hospital in Accra here. I think it's either, I don't want to mention that, but it's a general hospital in Accra, very well known. And she went through 20 hours of labor to have her twins. And there was light out. So there was light out, and I don't know where the plant for that particular hospital was, whether the plants disappeared, but the children had to be incubated, and because of the length of the light out, the children died.
Both of them.
Yes.
Nobody will be held responsible.
After 20 hours of labor, I was telling my family member, if it was me, I would sue everybody from top to down, because what went on. A hospital of that magnitude should have systems in place. Something as basic as a plant should be in those. Come and tell you that, quote unquote, is doom. So it is this whole culture of no follow-up, no systems of accountability or checks and transparency. It's from the smallest places to the biggest places. That is why we at Budget Ghana, we are starting with the biggest, most talked about, most capital intensive projects in this particular fiscal year, the big push. We are saying that if we are sinking this amount of money into roads and bridges and all of these infrastructure, tell us, put the data in a disaggregated format on the GANEPS. It's not too much to ask. It just needs someone to sit behind a PC and dedicate a team to it, that between this week and next week, all of this data should have been moved here. That way we can have the conversations, because if you don't do that, then the conversation will take a different flavor, that you are not giving us the information because you are hiding things from us as citizens. And no government wants to be unpopular. Transparency works for both of us. It works for us to know what you're doing, and it works to make you look like you are actually doing what we put you there to do. So that is one thing. Number two, we were talking about the 24-hour market system. And part of the conversations we had at the Civil Society Budget Forum before and after the mid-year was looking at the issue of the wholesale implementation of this particular initiative, because it is an infrastructure initiative of a sort, because you're looking at putting up stuff, you're looking at demolishing structures and all of that. One of our partners raised this particular problem. He's Mr. Yauche in ASAP. He was talking about the fact that his mother lives in Nkwanta in Oti. You know, that particular community is a curfew-bound community. I can tell you firsthand, because I have been there. We got there that day, we traveled, and we got there by 6:30 p.m. The place was full of military men and law enforcement, because they are curfew bound because of certain tensions and conflicts and all of that. So the question now is, how do we translate 24-hour market to a community like that? So now, and in a project like that needs to be looked at, instead of us taking whether you are feasible or not, we are doing 24-hour markets for you, whether it's working or, we have to look at it. We have to start from, I would argue that we start from something I call the dawn economy. There are certain businesses that operate between the hours of evening, from let's say 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. After that time, they disappear. Some of these businesses intentionally operate within that particular sphere to avoid the financial checks and regulations. We start from there. We start implementing the 24-hour market system from there, and then slowly taper it up to the places that we know that they're going to be effective. And then we look at it, because if we focus too much on the wholesale application of all of this, we'll see that people will start saying that, the government is not responsive. There is this particular I don't like to compare, but there's this particular very hilarious example in the United States in New York. Their mayor is called Mayor Kwame Mamdani. And he's Kwame because he said his father named him after Kwame Nkrumah. That's why.
No, it's just that Kwame is our special guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he people are saying that they've not seen him and Spider-Man in the same room. The understanding is that it's because of the issue of responsiveness. A citizen can say that, Mayor, this particular road in my area, come and see the road, they'll take a picture and then they'll tag it. The issue is so serious that within 24 to 48 hours, Mayor Mamdani is at the spot with the constructors and whoever is in charge, and that problem will be fixed within
Right there.
4 days. Right there.
Here we can't find the mayor.
It is the responsiveness is so sharp that people think he's a superhero. People, I mean, not realistically think he's a superhero, but he's responding with lightning speed. It's not something that is too impossible, because when it comes to the African governance structure, we have so many institutions. Like on paper, we are good. We are good with institutions. This and this authority, this and this authority, this and this institution, this and this and this. We have a lot of frameworks in place. Now the question is for them to respond, because if you look on the news and some Ghanaians are saying that, oh, market here ekoso ha say nkama old one, we find ways and means you be integrating into the system so that it works for us, instead of pulling down a whole structure that is working perfectly. Yesterday my boss was talking about the issue at the Achimota old is it the station?
Yeah, I think
The new bus terminal.
The new bus
The
terminal,
bus
yes.
terminal. About the issue there.
Yeah.
So we have to sometimes, because there's
We spend a lot of money on the
Yes,
construction of that new terminal.
It comes to
and
consultation.
nobody wants to use it.
Yeah, it's really concerning.
Yeah.
Even
This is an
still on the
area I am
market
so
issue.
familiar with because I schooled on that stretch.
Yes.
Yeah.
And 30 years ago, 40 years ago, give or take, it was a dumping site, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then in the last, give or take, 10 to 15 years, has gone through a total transformation. Sometimes I can't even recognize the place. Estates and all of that have sprung up just behind, the filling station that you see over there.
Yes.
So then there was a plan to, if you like, construct the. But it's so clear. It's so clear to even a class 1 student in a planning class that very little consideration was given to a lot of things in deciding to site the transport hub there.
Yeah.
You are moving it from, we all used to stand by the roadside around the total attachment.
Yeah.
You say all of us should come to. Who is going to walk there to pick a car? So now it's become a white elephant. I don't even know what they want to do with it now.
Yes. It comes down to the issue of consultation. We're talking about it.
Yeah.
Because if you are designing, if you want to design a dress for me, and you don't take my measurements, you don't talk to me about the kind of fabric that I think that would. Some people have allergies to certain fabrics. If you don't talk to me, maybe I'm allergic to this. Like, if you don't have that conversation with me before you come out with the dress and I wear it and I look like a caricature, who are you satisfied? You may have I've delivered the dress, but the dress doesn't fit me. I don't look good in the dress. The material is irritating my skin. The dress is not projecting me like the way I want to be projected. So we have to look at all of these things. The 24-hour market, Big Push. For Big Push, they have started. Most of the projects are at between 50 to 55% levels of completion.
Yeah.
According to the
Especially the
information we
top
have
20.
on the 87 projects that are currently available online.
Yeah.
But we want to see that data, like we have said, we are going to keep hammering on this until it is done.
Keep following away.
Put it on GANEBS, because the moment it is done, we are very good with our tracking, with our tracker platform, and then with our work that we are doing intensively, because we have regional offices across the country in each of the regions, and we have people we call community champions. That's in our network that we work with. So if a citizen goes on tracker and says that this particular school project has been there for 15 years, this money was given, but this has not been completed, look at the states, they will add pictures. We send our community champions and our regional officers to go to those places to confirm, is the person telling lies or is it true? Okay, speak to stakeholders, speak to local assembly members, speak to community leaders. Okay, this is the narrative, this is the reality, this is the origin story of this particular project. Okay, let's escalate the issue. This is how we are doing our part as Budget Ghana. We are calling on other stakeholders to join us, but government has to extend the olive branch with Big Push by first putting all the information on GANEPS, and then we can have a deeper conversation as to transparency and accountability.
Yeah. Let me ask Hamid a fairly loaded one. I want to put a lot of things together. Funding, procurement processes, contract performance. Can we tie all of this into political transitions as well? We've seen every now and then. So we voted Nancy out of office, and Hamid's party came into office, and the projects are staring us in the face. We have invested a fortune in that project. Let me give you a classical example of Saglemi. We spent $200 million there. The building is still there. There's not a single occupant in that building for 10 years. We will be here. A politician will come and tell us that we need another 300 million to fix the broken pipes and the broken whatever and the louver blades and all of that, because all of that have been some nonsense story like that, and they don't care because it's not their money. They just need to go and get an approval from somewhere because their party is in power, and he will get that 300 million and chop 150 million, and the project will still be there for 10 years. There's not been. How do these political transitions change or affect things from your study?
Well, you see, before I go into that, let me just touch on the Saglemi issue. Back in 2024, we were very concerned. Budget Ghana were very concerned about the whole Saglemi issue, because when you take a look across various parts in Accra here, I'm talking about areas like Adenta, Spintex, Hachu, we have people who are living in kiosks over there. So many people. There's a whole community, just to others. I don't know if you've seen that. There's a whole community that has emerged around the new GIG after Fiesta Royal. Yes. You see, there's a very bad road just as if you're going towards UGMC. So you take the first right on that stretch. Yes. The first right. You go. The road is so bad. That's the first thing you notice. And then there are a whole lot of what we call fitter or mechanics. Yes. Then after those people, it is a whole community under the pylons, they call it, the power thing, that long post. They are living right there, and they are in their hundreds. So many kiosks there. If anything should go wrong with those power lines, you'll be sleeping and you just get bent. Our authorities have seen this. We have sunk our money into Saglemi. The buildings are there, and yet people are here. That's the issue. You see, when you even with your example, for instance, let's look at the example from Spintex. Most of these people living in kiosks in the Spintex area are people working in those various should I say factories or yes, just along the Spintex, the industries around the Spintex stretch. We have people who are working in China Mall. We have people who are working in most of these big furniture industries over there. These are people who actually have the capacity to actually purchase, or let's say to rent these affordable housing units. And these the Saglemi is not too far away from their place of work. You see, we were very concerned with the situation of Saglemi, because all conversations around Saglemi just went silent, and we had to track, because for us we were saying
it is still silent.
Our tracker initiative, we don't joke with it. We always want to follow the money, so we had to go and track. That was back in 2024. We made each and every single effort to go there with our media people to take some footages so we can run our advocacy activities around there. It was how should I think obstacle after the other. There were actually brick walls being built before us so we can go there. We tried. They said, "Oh, you have to go and get permission from this place. You have to get police. What? You have to come along with a particular
just to go and see the place.
We just want to.
Meanwhile, the place is by the roadside.
It's not as if we are coming to enter into the buildings.
They don't want you to
see
something.
We are just coming to the vicinity. We want to stand, look at what is going on there.
They won't let you.
there was a whole lot. We asked questions and then they were saying that, oh, we are still planning on how we can.
English.
Yeah, just English. That, oh, some of the units have been looted by people. Some people have destroyed some of the doors and they are living inside without permission, and a whole lot of stories. We did our best. We tried to knock up to today. We are still trying to find way to go into there. We still haven't got a chance yet.
We'll extend this conversation, but I want to give the last word to Nancy before you guys leave us this morning. You mentioned briefly community engagement earlier on. I'm sure in all of these communities that you've visited as well, you do your best to engage whoever. I mean, I'm sure you have a plan on who to meet when you go to community A or B. What do they tell you?
That's a rich cocktail of stories. So like I said earlier, Budget Ghana essentially is in the name. Budget, IT. Now, I wouldn't say primarily, but at the core, one of the things we do is to simplify the national budget. On the average, the national budget is between 200 to 400 pages long. You must read that. So what we do is that we simplify that into the most basic of formats in infographics and pictures. We brought some of our copies to you guys the last time. Now we have versions. We have the citizens budget version that is very simplified, like about 10 to 15 pages, full of infographics and pictures with very little text. So that's my mother our mothers in the markets, our brothers in traffic. No matter who you are, across every literacy rank, you'll be able to quickly identify with the numbers. And then we have the technical analysis for our more technical stakeholders. Now in the citizens budget, we have the versions in Twi and Dagbani. We are trying to broaden it to Ewe and all the other local languages that we have, so that we can reach every community. Now when we do our community engagements, they come in various forms. They come in civic education. Our office is at Achimota, and every month we have civic education meetings that we do.
Okay.
We start. They say that there's a saying that charity begins at home. We will not leave our area to go and do somewhere else when we've not really engaged the people. So every month we have civic education initiatives, and we have it at various parts of the Achimota catchment area to engage people. Now what we do is that we go into those meetings with our materials, with our civic education materials, with our banners, our posters, our infographics, our stickers, and all of that, and then we engage the people. First of all, we have a sit-down conversation with them on what they know about what. Do you know this? Do you know the government is doing this? What have you heard about it? We record those responses. Do you know this is going on? Have you heard of this? After we have that, we have done that level of engagement, then we come with the information. Okay, so this is actually what's going on. This is what the government is doing. This is where it has gotten to. This is what. Then we get to the parts of the call to action. This is what you should be doing.
Okay.
This is where we tell you how where we are in the fabric of that whole framework. How you can get to us. You see something. This is our office. These are our contacts. These are the people to deal with. The regional officer that I talked about, we have one in the Greater Accra region as well, who is actively doing amazing work across the region. And then, apart from the civic education, we also have town hall meetings. I remember that one of the first town hall meetings I encountered when I joined Budget was in this community called the London Beach community. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name right, but it's in Cape Coast. And it was a community where we engaged them and realized that they had not had any contact or meeting with their assemblyman or MC in forever. Like nothing. And this is a recurring something that we see in our engagements. So when was the last time you saw your assemblyman? Your MC, fee and your not the can no between. You get it. So we create these town hall platforms where we get the community leaders. Sometimes we get the traditional rulers on board. We get the church stakeholders on board. We get all the various ranks of the social setup in every community on board. Then we get the community members themselves in a common place, maybe in the community square, maybe a school, maybe a hospital, maybe a shed. That's one thing about our town hall meetings. They can happen in your veranda. They can happen in my living room. As long as a place where we can sit down and have a chat, we do that. And then we engage them, we find out what they are doing, what they know, and then we come in with where we can help. Through that and with our tracker, we have been able to bring solutions to so many communities. An example is the Abe community in Central Region, where they had no potable drinking water. The water available to them was this. This
It's not water. It's not water.
water
It is
and
something else.
the water is open to animals. We saw animals.
Yeah.
We saw people swimming at one part of the water, and then we saw people fetching the same water. Some were washing in some corner. Very ridiculous. So we made a lot of noise. We engaged stakeholders, governments, help our bill, help our bill, help our bill, and then we're able to get stakeholders on board. Now they are spoiled for choice with multiple polytanks, with boreholes drilled across different parts of the community. They are spoiled for choice. They have water, and the bridge that was connecting the two parts of the community that was dilapidated and then creating problems and accidents in the area. We have helped fix the bridge. So this is what we do for our community level engagements.
Okay.
We bridge the gap, and then apart from the town hall meetings as well, we have the YPF, the Youth Participatory Forum. So that is our youth program that we run. Currently, we have about 6 chapters across universities in Ghana. We have the University of Ghana, KNUST, UPSA, Wisconsin University, Unimac chapter, and then Indom School of Business and Technology in the Central Region. And we are still expanding. So we have our community engagements at different and various levels. And of course, you have the stakeholder level with the government and then other development partners that we engage with to push the mission of what we are doing.
Okay, so in the last 45 plus minutes, we've been engaging a team from Budget. Nancy Ajo Akpene Avefo is a communications lead of the organization, and then I do have Hamid Abdul Mumini. What I can assure you, my cherished listener, is that we'll be having them in every now and then, because these are things, I mean, contracts, projects will be worked on even when we are dead and gone. The most important thing is that one, there should be value for money, because ultimately whatever is invested in, whatever money is spent, it's for your benefit and it's for my benefit. If we are leaving them to the politicians, they will kill us. They will chop half of the money even before the project starts, and because they know that you're not tracking, or because they know that you are not paying attention, all you know is that the road has started. And then meanwhile they took 500 million cedis for that contract. They have done a road that is worth 2 cedis for you, and the rest has gone into their pocket. But because they know that you don't care about these things, they would always swindle you. So every now and then we would have Nancy and would have Hamid, and together with other officers of the organization, of course, also join us, and then we would have conversations on this. Let me say a big thank you so much for joining us this morning, and hopefully we'll have you in the studio in the not too distant future.
Thank you so much.
Great. It's been an awesome time with you. We'll be back shortly and continue with the conversations till 10. number 80. Yeah, money is blood and pa. Yeah, money is blood and pa. Yeah, Sikaya Muja and pa. But, did you hear about this yesterday? Did you, my cherished listener, did you hear about this yesterday?
So we said, okay, we have to engage government. We issued another press release, giving another ultimatum for government to engage us. We didn't hear. Then on Monday, we gave a notice to come here. Today when we came, the office told us that we were not aware that we were coming here, even though we had given a prior notice. Now the military later told us that there was an order from above that they should deny us entry. And we thought that was very repugnant. We can't tolerate that. It was very unfair. So today, as we are here, we are asking for very simple thing. One, we are asking for financial clearance separate for persons or graduates with disability, so that we will not go and compete with other able-bodied people on employment slots for us to be ignored at the end of the day. So that is what we are looking for. And Dr. I've forgotten doctor's name, Dr. Samuel Aye. Yes, Dr. Samuel Aye has been selected to come for the petition, but unfortunately, in fact, we want to meet someone who is more within the top hierarchy of government than Dr. Samuel Aye. No disrespect to Doc. Yes, we understand the functions and the official duties of Doc. He did not come here on his own accord. He came because he's been delegated to come here. But in fact, we want to go beyond Dr. Samuel Aye. Simple reasons that when we came here for the first time and Madam Shamima Muslim came, we thought that our issues were going to be, resolved by the government. But we realized at the end of the day, Madam Shamima Muslim, the issues were above her. So she couldn't do anything. She was helpless at a point. So on this day, as we are here, our mission and vision is to meet either the chief of staff, speak to us, or the vice president or the president. That's what we are looking for. Honestly, I don't want to be disingenuous, but we can actually submit the petition, but our stay here will still be unabated. Thank you. More problem. I reserve my case. I'm done.
Just like you rightfully indicated, you are speaking on behalf. You are speaking on behalf of your colleagues who have resolved that they wish the petition is being delivered to a senior most government official. As I stand here, I'm also a senior member of government at the office of the president. And I'm standing instead of His Excellency the President. So if you think that the President has sent me to receive a petition on his behalf, and in your opinion I am a nobody, and because of that you will not give me your petition, well, that's the position you can also have. I respect that decision. There's no problem with it. You can wait to a point in time where you think you've met the right person to deliver. You have that opportunity. Let me convey His Excellency the President best wishes to you for the opportunity and coming. Thank you very much.
So we should wait for you.
So we should wait for you. I don't know what to say.
Kwame.
Dog, maybe I'll start this one with you.
Kwame. I mean, first of all, let's acknowledge that. I mean, some of these things finds expression in governance, and so there's nothing really wrong if you want to petition a state of an arm of government or a state agency on something you are not very enthused about or any other thing. But then you see this attitude of or you are nobody or you are somebody and I cannot give a petition to you is becoming nauseating, to say the least. I don't get it. What is you are nobody?
I don't know. If they want to see the president.
You want to see the president?
But maybe.
Which part of the world does presidents take petition personally? I find it very,
so
very, very.
Cannot take it. Maybe number 2.
Fine, number 2. Which one is the number 2? The vice president.
Yeah. Maybe chief of staff.
Let's get serious. Let's get serious.
There are levels to everything.
Yesterday I found when I came across the video, I was like, what is this whole trend now? What is this trend about that you want to demonstrate, you want to serve a petition, and then when the seat of government sends somebody to come and pick it, the presidency sends somebody to come and pick it, then after I say in the scheme of things.
And you and me there. Who even get petition for?
Then you are as well not a serious person or group. Seriously, I will need to say it as it is.
Would it have made a difference if, for example, chief of staff showed up to pick it? What would that do?
Yes, what would that do? Because in any case, your petition is to the president. Whatever it is in there you've put in that on that paper would go to the president. Chief of staff, ordinarily he may not even open the envelope because it's not his. You get the point. It is not even his. So even if chief of staff comes to pick, even if the vice president comes to pick it, it will take a certain authority that would order that open it and even tell me what is in there. If that instruction or authority doesn't come, you think that it works that because a petition is served on is to the president and somebody picks, that person is the person or the right individual is the one going to work on it. It doesn't work like that. I found that very appalling yesterday when I saw this. And then we were even laughing when you played the second audio that we should wait for you. You should wait for who? The president has sent a senior member of
boss to come. So they are
the
waiting
president
for
has sent
the weightier person to come.
A senior officer at the presidency, Dr. Aye, to come and pick your petition, and you are there saying that you are nobody or you are looking for something. And then when the man also tells you that, okay, fine, if you don't think that I'm a senior, in fact he tells you that, he mentions to you that he's a senior person at the presidency. That should have settled the matter.
They don't see.
That should have allowed you to have that confidence to even give to them. If you don't, you did not know. Granted, you did not know before he even spoke. Now he's spoken and told you his stature in government.
Oh, a small boy.
Hey, then when he's leaving, you're asking him, we should wait for you. No. And you see, it is because, let's draw it and let's be honest, it is because this thing started some time ago. You remember the Bank of Ghana demonstration some time ago in 2024 when the NDC or members of parliament in the 8th parliament decided to demonstrate to the Bank of Ghana, and they got there, and the senior most person of the security architecture of Bank of Ghana, the man is a lawyer.
I think he's a
retired major.
He was a retired security person. I can't remember his rank.
Yes.
He said he was a good
he was told by yes, as we heard, was told by the governor at the time to pick the petition on his behalf, and we heard all sorts of things said about him.
You're a security man, you're a gate man.
He was describing all sorts of manner. I don't think that it is correct. I mean, these things, no. It's a no for me. And this has come about, grown fester into what we are seeing before us today. The next minute, this democracy is an attack. Now you go and describe a whole senior member of government as a mere somebody.
They seem small boy.
Even though and then today, the next minute, I don't know what will come after this one, Kwame. I think that
the next group, they will say if you don't see the president, they won't leave.
So the question is, I don't know whether you have further information. So did they eventually give the thing out, or they took it away?
But if you don't give it to me to take it,
Kwame. And for me, I think that it is not proper. I mean, we should stop these things. We should stop the moment. In fact, you have access to the presidency. At a point in time, that Jubilee place was a security zone. People were not allowed to even get closer in a certain regime's era. You understand? Now you get close, and the president sends somebody to pick it on his behalf, and then you come and say you want to see who before you present the thing. And I'm saying that whoever, if the president even sends the vice president to pick your petitions up, the chief of staff to pick your petition, any minister to pick, it doesn't mean that that person or individual is the person going to act on it. It will take another authority to say, probably open it and let's see what is in there, or open it and whatever what is in there, will deal with it. Other than that, the envelope will be carried like that and put on the president's table for he himself, wherever he is, to come back and assess it and deal with the substance of it.
Okay.
So please, Kwame, I don't think that it is the way to go, and people would have to stop some of these things. It's not proper.
Charles, I don't know what you make of this.
I agree with Doc. I mean, some of these things we don't have to entertain them at all. I mean, whoever has been delegated to come receive the petition is well within that power to receive the petition. And so, to the effect that some of the comments that he made was that we want someone beyond you, an authority higher than you, and all of those things. I think that it was unwarranted. They should have been very, careful and choosy with their choice of words. It's a demonstration, we understand, and so, but sometimes some of these things you need to be mindful of how you communicate and what have you, because you are communicating to government and you are expecting a certain outcome, and so you can't push them at all costs at employers today employers. You can only petition, and hopefully government actually does something. That said, I think that they also said that the first time they presented a petition, it was Shamima Muslim who came to receive the petition, and he thought that that's the president of the coalition. He thought that Shamima Muslim was somebody way higher than Samia in the first place. And so, if Shamima Muslim couldn't get anything, couldn't push it, those were his words. That if Shamima Muslim couldn't push it to the level that they wanted it to receive the attention of the president, because he said that at a point in time, Shamima Muslim was helpless. And I'm like, how did you know she was helpless? Were you there with her? But you see, so they think that, well, it is the second time we are bringing a petition, and so we are demanding that we see someone like this. I mean, the fact that you are taking a petition to the presidency doesn't mean that the president is there waiting for you. It doesn't mean that the president is there waiting for you. The president has other duties to fulfill.
You see the weight of the person.
But Samia is a small boy. Is a small boy at the presidency.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what's like when they say he's not of a certain stature. I don't know what kind of stature they are looking at. That's what I'm saying. At the Jubilee House, I know number 2 is also there. The chief of staff is there. His deputies are there. I think there are other senior state officials there. Maybe they don't see.
Also, those are the people they want.
Probably, because even when Mr. Aye is telling them, and we play that as well, is telling them that and I'm not sure he was saying that to blow his own, but he was telling them, me too.
I'm somebody here.
And still,
somebody here.
Me too, I'm somebody here, and still, it didn't look like they were interested in that.
Charlie.
Yeah,
I mean, it's uncalled for. It's uncalled for. We should condemn it. This thing shouldn't be going on. It looks like Doc said, it looks like it started somewhere, and people have seen it as though it is something that every now and then they should do. So the minority, or politicians, they do demonstrations. We are going to petition the president, and the president is obviously not around, and they are demanding that certain specific individuals. Hello, in the first place, when you were going there, was it an agreement between you, your side, and whoever you want to go and meet there that we are coming, so you should be around today? No, there's nothing like that. So whoever is the next available senior most person is the person who will be delegated to go out to take the petition. And so if Samia was there, he was there on the authorities of the president. The most important thing is that your petition is forwarded to the president for action. That's what you guys are demanding. And if you listen to the tone of the education minister, he's pleaded with them that, look, calm down. let's judge, let's talk about these things and find a way out. So it tells you that government is ready to do something for you guys. But as usual, aluta continua. Let's show off. Let's do something for people to know that, yeah, you know, we also did. I saw a post.
What are they asking for? I mean, just for the purpose of our consumers.
Recruitment. So a number of them,
opportunities, job opportunities.
Exactly. So a number of them have not been recruited since when they gave a certain time period, but it's been long, I should say. And Kwame, the truth is
they apply for jobs just like everyone else, I guess, but they want a certain consideration. Okay.
Exactly. And recruitment or employment in this country has been one thing that we always talk about. You find a number of...
It's not easy to just write a letter and get an interview.
Graduates from the various education colleges and what have you. They also demonstrating. We are demonstrating every now and then. Government cannot employ everyone, but at the end of the day, there should be processes in place to ensure that everyone is employed. We understand. But I think that's the approach. The approach should be condemned in on certain terms. That, look, we are demanding that this person comes out. Okay, so you want this person. I think they want, is it Nanaya Jantwa? Okay, so Nanaya is not there. So
they wanted Nanaya to come for.
I was a senior most.
So then what?
But Nanaya too was rejected by another group.
So just like the what is called a infochinia. Charlie. Monkeys play by sizes.
I know, right?
So when they are MPs, they want something else. When they are the ordinary Ghanaians too,
they want somebody else.
Can you imagine? How can we live in a country like this?
Kwame, then too, we should speak about something very important. They said that they submitted a petition early on, and then it was Shamima Muslim who took it, and they were expecting a certain action, but they've not seen it. So sometimes I think that there should be some communication from government, you know. And I'm talking about higher authorities. That look,
they don't want
your petition has reached that level.
Yeah.
It has reached the apogee where the big man is sitting.
But maybe how
and
about
so the big man will act up.
Look, maybe how about the other side?
So that gives them some respite.
If the big men, if they are all on duty, they should just come out and take the letter. If it happens,
no, but we cannot live in a system like that.
That's why I said on the lighter side. If they are also in the building when the people come, they should just come out and take the letter.
I saw a post on
Kwame.
If they happen to be there at that time, they can just walk to the gate and take the letter.
Have you seen Elikem Kotoko's war?
No.
Facebook war.
I hope
you need to see what
I hope he has not replied them.
He did. It was a subtle jab like that.
You know, some of these things you don't comment. You just quote unnecessary.
It says that disabled also disabled discriminating. Okay, it's here. Okay. So this is Elikem Kotoko on Facebook. It says persons with disability being discriminatory.
What does that mean?
Okay, so persons with
that one we all do.
It's hard.
Okay. Lizzie is here to sack me, so let me sack myself.
So we thank you. I mean,
let me sack myself.
We have a country to build. Let's not do these things.
So Lizzie is here to sack me. Let me sack myself.